Ladies and gentlemen, we have finally done it. We hit 1,000 subscribers. I cannot believe it. I'm gonna get my thank yous out of the way real quick to everyone I can't do this without. That's you guys, because every single one of you matters. That's my family, especially my brother, for letting me use his equipment, his laptop, his microphone, everything. And for honestly, I probably wouldn't even be into video games without him. And I wanna say thank you, God, because I could not do this without him. I understand I might be a little too excited. 1,000 subscribers isn't the biggest milestone, but thank you all so much. Even if it all got taken away right now, I would be so happy that we hit 4 digits. And to celebrate this momentous occasion, I put out a community post asking for questions for this Q&A video. And I will be answering those questions in this video, but if you didn't see that post, that's completely fine. I'm just gonna read the ones that were commented under there. If you have any questions you would have asked had you seen that post, go ahead and comment them down below and I'll answer them as soon as possible. One more time, thank you guys again so much, and let's get into this Q&A. First question is from the official JV Entertainment, who has 2 questions. What inspired you to become a content creator, and what is your favorite console? So I'll start with the second question because that's the easiest. It kind of comes down to 3. I had a PS2 during that generation, and then I pretty much got all the rest over time. I had a 360 and an Xbox One. I also had a Wii and a Wii U, but then in 2018 I got a PS4, then got a PS5, went back and got a PS3. So I've kind of had my feet in all camps, and this really is gonna seem like favoritism, but I think the biggest jump in quality was from the Xbox One to the PlayStation 4. I loved that thing. The one I use the most is the PS5. I'm on that all the time, especially now that I am making videos. That's my go-to console to play a game on, especially since I don't have a PC. But I think my favorite of all time has to be the PlayStation 2, especially with all these stupid movie tie-ins, including the best one ever made. I just have a lot of nostalgia for it, and I didn't even play many classics like Jak and Daxter myself. But like, I remember playing Kingdom Hearts on that thing, and I loved it. And then the other question, what inspired you to become a content creator? Honestly, insecurity. It irritated me to see how big of a hive mind there was behind certain scores. No disrespect to them, but I mainly saw the narratives as people flocking to IGN and just taking whatever scores they say for a game, and mainly kind of blowing it out of proportion. They'd either say one game is the best of all time or the worst of all time. And usually I would fall somewhere in the middle, or I'd think a game is better than everyone says it is or worse. And it was kind of annoying to see no one represent my thoughts. I know that sounds arrogant, like I'm the only person with my opinions. That's not true. It was just kind of hard to see no opinions that I related to, I guess. So I figured I might as well do it myself. Actually, I think a better way to phrase it would be like, it was annoying to see none of my opinions and my voice being heard or even said. So I said them myself and made them heard. And then a bunch of other reasons for being a video game content creator came with it. As I started to do it more, I realized I really love editing videos. I think it's so much fun. And I get to talk about video games, something I've loved my whole life. And for my thumbnails, I get to draw, which I've loved to do my whole life, but I really can't do as a career. I cannot sit down and draw for hours on end 5 days a week, but I still really, really love it. So drawing my thumbnails is like the perfect amount of drawing for my life to keep enjoying it without getting burnt out. Oh, and same with scripts. Like, writing scripts is really fun for me. Not enough to do it as a job, but I remember really enjoying like writing essays and stuff in English class. So as I created content, I realized that this is kind of the perfect career for me. Next up is Senor Stormo with 3 questions. Favorite game of all time? Are you doing any education? And kind of backpedaling off what I just said, would you like to do YouTube full time? Yes, I could see myself doing this for the rest of my life. I love it. Maybe not in the same way. I feel like I'd have to kind of adapt to the internet. Like, one thing that scares me a lot is some like big migration in videos, like how everyone from Newgrounds went to YouTube when that was created and really started to pop off. So like, it is gonna warrant a lot of adaptability on my end. But like, if I had my choice, absolutely, I would 100% do YouTube as a full-time job for the rest of my life. And then the second one, are you doing any education? Not right now. My brain can only really work on 2 things at once. For a while it was high school and a job. Then it was a job in my mental health. And then my mental health kind of declined in a way that I couldn't work anymore, or it was too stressful with my job. And then I worked on that for a bit, and now I'm working on that and YouTube. I do think like 4 years of college would work for like a normal job as like a fallback, but my family does own like a small business that I kind of have like a spot for. So like, I don't know if I'm gonna do education. I kind of would like to, but I think once I get my mental health in order, I'll focus on YouTube and then my family job. And then a third question, favorite game of all time? I have 3 because it's a 2-way tie and one hasn't even come out yet. My favorite since I first played it was Red Dead Redemption 2. That is the apex in storytelling. I know it's like, I shouldn't like buy into what one industry says, but it irritates me to no end that God of War 2018 won Game of the Year over Red Dead 2. It's the reason I was hoping Elden Ring would beat God of War Ragnarok, and I felt really justified. And then the second game that's tied for my favorite game of all time is Alan Wake 2. Once I start to get like an income off of YouTube, I plan on making like a video with like monetary investment, like buying props and stuff, because I kind of want to replicate how that game breaks the fourth wall and does live action stuff. I think that'd be fun to do on my channel, and it would be like an hour and a half long probably. So I haven't really gotten into this because that video hasn't been made yet, but the way I kind of rationalize it in my mind is Red Dead 2 on like an x-axis 0 to 10 is a 10. It is as far right as you can get. It is as close to that 10 mark as possible. What Alan Wake 2 does is it gets to that 10, maybe falls a little bit short, but it also goes up. Like, it created a new axis. It is so innovative in that way. I feel like one was better made, but one was more innovative, and I just can't choose between those two. I love them so much. And then the third one hasn't come out yet, so I can't say it's my favorite, but it is like the closest a game possibly has, or like the best chance a game has had, probably since Spider-Man 2 maybe, and that's Metal Gear Solid Delta. I am over the moon excited for that game. I've played just about every Metal Gear game. The only ones that I'm missing are like the different ones on platforms. Like I'm pretty sure Metal Gear Solid is a bit different on the PSP. I haven't played Acid, although I'm not sure that one entirely counts. I haven't played Portable Ops. I haven't played Metal Gear 2 all the way through. It was really janky, and I haven't played Peace Walker because I bought it on the Vita and it feels really bad to play. I probably should have bought it on the PlayStation 3. But out of the main majority of the series that I have played, far and away my favorite is Snake Eater. I'm so glad that game is getting remade, and I think it has the best story and most intriguing characters. I really love the dynamic between Snake and the boss. So the fact that we're gonna get that story, and it looks pretty like spot on in terms of replication. It seems pretty faithful to the original from what we've seen. So the fact that we're gonna get that game's story and goofiness combined with modern graphics and potentially the gameplay of Metal Gear Solid 5, which undoubtedly has the best gameplay in the franchise, sign me up. As soon as possible, I am getting my hands on that game, and I will not rest until I beat it. Next up is Java Music 01, who asks both short and long term, where do you see your content and the channel going? So like long term, I really don't have a plan. I'm only just now like having the ability to like monetize my videos. So I'm not really sure where to go from here. Honestly, I feel pretty content where I'm at now. Like honestly, if the channel never grew from this point on, I'd be pretty frustrated, but I still wouldn't really lose the joy in making videos. So I don't really have a plan long-term, maybe just like branching out to different ideas and reviewing more games, like stepping outside of my comfort zone. Like short terms, I do have some plans, like maybe getting back into YouTube Shorts and posting on TikTok if like the 90-day ban extension doesn't like fall through and it turns out it's never gonna get banned, then like we'll see after that. But like right now I'm like a year and a half in. Some people retire after like 10 years and that kind of scares me because I've only hit 1,000 subs after a year and a half. And I kind of don't want the ride to be over yet when it feels like it's just picking up steam and getting traction. So I'm kind of just enjoying it as we go. In terms of like plans for content, it's pretty much gonna be the same that you've been seeing with like, I plan on finishing up and wrapping up the entire Uncharted series and making reviews. I have all the scripts done for the Metal Gear series. I wanna get that wrapped up. Although the Phantom Pain script is like way too long and is gonna take a long time for me to get done. And I plan on soon playing and reviewing Suicide Squad and then like wrapping up the Arkham series and then maybe like ranking the games. And I kinda wanna see how it compares to the Spider-Man Insomniac series. But yeah, in terms of like short-term plans, just keeping at it. And I'm really excited to see where it goes. Next, we have Scorpion Wag, who asks, do you plan on covering the 3D GTA games like San Andreas, Vice City, and GTA 3, etc.? Kinda, like, it's something I would like to do, but it is going to take so much prep, like mental preparation to get myself ready for those games. And I'll tell you why. I think Rockstar might have caught lightning in a bottle with the Red Dead series because those games, even the one from 2004, Red Dead Revolver, are pretty playable and fun. Red Dead Redemption still really holds up despite releasing in 2010. But when you look at like the comparison, right? 2 years earlier was GTA 4, which I'm gonna lump in. Same year as Red Dead Revolver 2004 San Andreas. And then getting older than that, like I think Vice City was 2001. Those games are unbelievably less replayable than the Red Dead games and so hard to pick up on. I have tried to play and get invested in San Andreas like 3 times, and the control schemes and like fundamental mechanics are so archaic, especially the shooting, that it's like a migraine to play. Like if I ever covered one 3D GTA game that isn't 5 or eventually 6, I think from starting the game to releasing the video, my life would be a living hell. It's especially hard for me to make a review of a game I don't like, so the whole video making process would just be pissed. I'd be pissed the whole time. But it's because of my anger towards that series that I do want to cover those games. Not only because I like to talk about video games, but you know, I might put in the thumbnail, this game sucks, and it's universally loved, and you know, that might get some traction, but so yeah, kind of, but I'd really have to prepare for it. Next up is Maldi, who says, proud of you, Brody. My question is, what has been the video that has made you the proudest and why? Or what video has the most, if any, sentimental value to you? Again, proud of you. I love the content. Keep it up. Hey, first off, thank you a lot. I really appreciate the support. I'm really glad you like my content. And that is a rad Blue Beetle profile pic. But to answer the question, there's not really one video in particular that I'm really proud of. I'm proud of certain elements in specific videos. Like far and away, my proudest thumbnails are Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 3. The guy who made the actual box art for those games is an artist named Yoji Shinkawa, and his stuff is incredible. I cannot get over how good his style looks. And I also cannot believe I was able to replicate it enough to a point that I'm satisfied. I don't mean to brag, but those thumbnails look way better than they should. I took this guy's fantastic art style and bastardized it by putting my stupid little green goblin guy in that style. Again, I am rarely ever one to give myself a compliment, but I cannot believe I did that. 1 and 2 especially. And then I think I'm proud of Red Dead 2 because of like all the effort I put into it. And like, it's by far my longest video. Like I dedicated a lot of time to that video, and like the way I planned it out, I'm like, I guess I'm proud of that. I think I'm proud of my knack video a little bit because of how I was able to frame what I was saying. Some phrases that I say in videos like stick in my brain. Like I really like just communicating with people, like finding the right words to convey an idea to another person. So like certain phrases in my videos stick out and I remember. And one is knack, how I said that the power-ups you get in the game actually come with a timer, or like they weaken you in a way that's actually worse than base knack. So it's the first platformer I've played that has power downs instead of power ups. And then lastly, again, since I can't give myself a compliment or I can't recognize really when I do something good, I have a hard time with that. I'll like write down a joke in my script and then I can't actually tell if it's funny. But my brother and I have very similar senses of humor. And sometimes he'll watch my videos with me in the room and like we'll watch them together and I'll get his reaction. And so I know a joke is actually funny if he laughs at it. And I think the most times a video of mine has made my brother laugh was probably Star Wars Outlaws. Like how I was comparing like the Uncharted series to the game and like just cutting between like high action, incredible set pieces and then just flying in a straight line in the ship. And one that I told him about beforehand, like before I made the video, was the Emperor Ubisoft gag with the music in the background, and that had him giggling up until the video released. So I guess overall, Star Wars Outlaws might be the video I'm most proud of because of that. But yeah, it's kind of like what comprises a video. I find my favorites in different videos. I can tell you what I'm not proud of though. I feel really, really bad about my Far Cry 3 review. Like when it comes to like lambasting a game, I really towed the line with Knack in terms of like what was fair to say and what wasn't. I like pole vaulted over that line with Far Cry 3. Most of my opinions in that game still stand. I can't think of one that I've changed my mind on, but like I went way too far in my insults and I really don't, like I regret doing that. But I think it's important to keep it up. I don't think I'm ever gonna upload a video that I take down, no matter how stupid I sound, because I feel like those videos would be important if I ever like got like 1 million subscribers and I had like a huge fan base. It wouldn't just be like, oh, I'm this perfect game reviewer, I'm faultless. I make mistakes too. I went way too far, and you can see my personal growth as my channel grows, if that makes sense. So like I'll still keep it up, but like I'm not proud of that Far Cry video. And then lastly, we have, I think it's pronounced Daniel Hodgson, who asks, would you ever consider doing reviews of content beyond gaming? I enjoy hearing your reviews on games, but I'd love to hear your thoughts on movies or popular TV series. Thank you so much for saying that. I'm really glad you enjoy my stuff and want to see more. I do have a couple ideas. I think maybe I'm gonna keep this channel, the main channel, gaming, maybe even talk about like gaming adaptions like Last of Us Season 2, but then maybe open a second channel because that is some stuff I'd like to talk about. Not so much movies because I don't know why I'm not good at reviewing movies. Like I suck at like analyzing movies. I'm better at TV shows, and then I'm best at games. So I would like to talk about stuff like that, but like maybe on a second channel. Another way is me and my brother had a podcast that had like one episode, and like we recorded a second, but because we were like recording it on PlayStation Share Factory, we couldn't like export a video longer than 60 minutes. And so eventually we scrapped it, and we were like, it's too much work for the workload I'm doing right now, maybe later. And I really would like to do that because there are so many things that I wish I could have talked about and got my thoughts on in the moment. Especially like me and my brother love pro wrestling. Things like having my reaction to my tied for favorite wrestler ever, CM Punk, come back to WWE after a decade. I would have loved to have uploaded my thoughts on that and like talked about that, had a full discussion. And guys like John Cena just a little bit ago, who I love, have loved for a long time, is my role model, base my personality off of, will do everything he does, love him. Winning the Elimination Chamber, that would have been awesome to get my thoughts on. He's gonna main event WrestleMania, that's awesome. But I also do want to talk about stuff because it's that insecurity I talked about. Everyone loves Invincible. I love season 1, cannot stand season 2. I hate it so much. Angstrom Levy might be the least interesting supervillain I've ever seen in my life. And season 3 is okay. A lot of people are hyping it up, but it's kind of dumb. They don't follow through on some things, and then some things they beat you over the head with. Like with all the villains that are being like redeemed and stuff, that like in every single episode, you might as well engrave on a hammer, Omni-Man is gonna come back and be redeemed, and bash my head in with it. Like just walk around wearing a neon sign at that point. It's that obvious. By the way, this like the last episode that came out was episode 7, Invincible War. That one I hated too. Like not to, like I'm gonna keep this like spoiler free, but like in that episode specifically, Rexplode wins a fight, and the way he does it, like the final blow that finishes the fight is weaker than a move he pulled off that the character like resisted. Like the thing he exploded to defeat the guy, he already blew up something bigger before and the guy was fine. It doesn't really make sense. It's fine, it's a good show, but it has a lot of faults, and I wish I could have talked about that like on air, online, and a second channel or a podcast would have been a good place to do it. Or hear me out, a celebratory Q&A video where I go on and on about a TV show nobody asked about. That could also work. So that concludes the Q&A. I want to say thank you everyone once again. So happy we got this far, and I cannot wait to see where this channel goes with you guys, the community. One last time, thank you all. Psych! Evil mode activated. I don't care about any of you. I just got 1,000 subscribers. I'm a big shot. You guys are just numbers to me. I don't care about any of you. It's all about the money. I'm gonna fill my videos with ad revenues. There's gonna be more ads than there is video. So yeah, to conclude this video, I hate you all. You're just part of a number I wanna see shoot up to 1 bajillion. And if you ever unsubscribe, that's it. You're blocked from the channel, blocked from my Instagram, blocked from my Twitter. You're done.